are you going? Welcome back to CruiseAway here on Gecko, your chance to get away on exciting cruise adventures at incredible price tags. Now, we scour the world and all the major cruise lines to make sure you are going on holidays that you will truly remember.
Yeah, absolutely we do. And in this show, we're focusing in on the wonders of Asia. Such a fascinating continent that wows millions of visitors every single year. We're going to serve up some offers that give you a massive variety of destinations all in one holiday in this amazing part of the world.
Yes, we are. I love exploring Asia, and you'll love the offers here too, all with their very own charm. So later, we're off to Bali in Malaysia for a February cruise on Royal Caribbean. Now, we're also going to take you on a luxury deep dive of Japan, Vietnam, Hong Kong and Thailand with the Azamara Cruises, journeying with the few, not cruising with the many.
Absolutely, sounds good to me. What a treat. So stick around, lots of exciting adventures to be had in this part of the world, and CruiseAway are so well equipped to find you the perfect way to enjoy it too, and make all the arrangements so simple. Let's start the show then in true style with Cunard, shall we? Voyaging to the land of the cherry blossom on the 10th of March as we sail from Sydney on Cunard's Queen Elizabeth for 18 glorious nights.
I mean, my goodness.
This perfect time of the year, isn't it?
Perfect time of the year to go and see the cherry blossoms, because you're heading out there in March, of course. But let's talk about this incredible liner, this incredible vessel, the Queen Elizabeth. She's beautiful. I've been on several times on Queen Elizabeth, luckily, working on board. And I have to say, every time I visited, it felt like home. I really did feel like I was taken care of. I love the traditional aspect of Cunard because, of course, it is the original cruise line from White Star Line. They even have a little museum that will teach you about that when you're on board. They've got quaint sort of, traditional British things like the bookshop on board. You know, you've got lots of nice touches like the afternoon tea, which you can have in the Winter Garden. You can have that every day if you want to. And the buffet serves afternoon tea. If you want to upgrade, there's lots of nice touches to get your favourite cocktail or champagne with the afternoon tea as well, of course. Served with white gloves in the traditional British way. When it comes to dining, you're spoilt for choice. You've got Pan-Asian fare, you've got Italian, you've got the steakhouse, but you've also got your traditional, delicious, of course, restaurant food that is completely complimentary in your cruise fare. Ballroom dancing, amazing shows, and they have world-class performers on board as well, and, rivaling things that you may have seen on Broadway or the entertainment district back home or West End. So very cool. But look at this. The ship really comes to life on a formal night. This is definitely the trip to pack your glad rags. So we are cruising out of Sydney. We have 2 days at sea, and it sees us into beautiful Cairns in Queensland, of course, the tropical part of Australia. And this is where you can visit Daintree. You can also, you can head out on a crocodile safari, in fact, on the Barrenjoey National Park. Next up, it's Alatau in Papua New Guinea, where you can see the cultural festival, the Top Town Lookout, or perhaps just, wander around the lush, tropical, botanical gardens right there. Beautiful. Ravel's up next, also in Papua New Guinea. This is actually seldom seen on itineraries. It's in the New Britain Island, so very cool. You also have a lot of war remnants in this part of the world and a lot of geothermal activity as well. Now, speak to our team about shore excursions. The team on board as well will help you. Guam is next, and this is a US overseas territory in the Mariana Islands. And again, lots of cultural experiences there for you to enjoy. We're into Japan next, Nagasaki, for the Peace Memorial Park, and perhaps you want to go and see some lovely Shingon shrines there, or the Confucius Temple. I mean, everybody is talking about Japan at the moment. It is the hottest destination in travel. Miyazaki is up next, and this is located in the southeastern part of Kyushu on Japan's Pacific coast. So you've got that beautiful coastline to enjoy and tons of amazing shrines as well. Now you're going to disembark the ship in Tokyo for a 3-night hotel stay. So this is actually going to include, whilst you're in the nation's capital, it includes a day tour to Mount Fuji and Hakone and return to Tokyo by bullet train. So that's included as well in your adventure. So you get lunch, and after your stay in Tokyo, you join your transfer from the hotel to the airport for your flight home to Sydney. Sydney. So that takes care of one of your days there in Tokyo.
That's perfect, isn't it? So you get the tour plus plenty of time to wander around this amazing city.
Yes.
And like you say, you know, it's where everyone wants to holiday right now. We had the big pause in travel, and now I think everyone had sort of sleeping giant plans to go to Japan, and then of course came the big pause in travel, and now people are like, right, now let's do it.
Well, would now be the right time, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't leave this. If you've been waiting and you've had this on your bucket list, maybe, you know, top 5 in the bucket list is to get to Japan. Use this as an opportunity to do that, because remember, on this we have got your 3-night stay in Tokyo at the end. But if you want that 3 nights to be 7 nights, 10 nights, you know, have as many nights as you like, we can actually tailor the package to make that work for you. But what a wonderful, wonderful journey to do it on the Queen Elizabeth as well. Incredible. Let's talk about the package as it is, and I'll give you a price, and then you can tailor it from there. So this is March next year, which comes around ever so quickly if you think about where we are right now in the calendar. It's 22 nights this holiday. The 18-night voyage, of course, on Queen Elizabeth from Sydney through to Cairns, Papua New Guinea, Guam, and then on to Nagasaki, Miyazaki and Tokyo in Japan. You end the cruise in Tokyo, and then you've got that 3 nights in a hotel. We've included here at CruiseAway that day tour to Mount Fuji and Hakone, plus the bullet train back to Tokyo as well. And we include your transfer right at the end of your Tokyo stay to the airport from your hotel to get the flight back to Sydney. So we really do take care of everything from one end to the other, if you think about it. Deposit, we can put a deposit down on this right now, $1,600 each to get the price tag locked in for you. And again, consider how landmark this journey is and how luxury the offering is with Cunard as well. That is one incredible price tag. And the reason why I've been talking about maybe upping your 3-night stay in Tokyo to maybe more nights is because I knew how good the price tag was. That's what our team here at CruiseAway do. We bring you the ultimate luxury, but at an achievable price, and add in extra value as well. Remember, that's not just the cruise, that's the flight back from Tokyo at the end and the stay in Tokyo with the tour included as well. So it's always plus, plus, plus with us here at CruiseAway. Let's have a quick look at upgrades on board on Queen Elizabeth for your cruise, you lucky people, because it is quite a lengthy cruise as well, or voyage I should say, 18 nights on your cruise. So factor that in. Remember, if you're doing your upgrade calculations, divide that number by the number of nights in the cruise and you'll justify that upgrade very, very easily. Listen, if you stay with your inside on Queen Elizabeth, you will have the most luxurious, beautiful, aspirational cruise. And remember, this is about where you're going to as well, and you are going in true style. You really are. Now listen, the next move is to put your deposit down and talk to our team right now. 1300 407 687 is our toll-free telephone number. Talk to one of our team. If you want to adjust that package, add more nights in Tokyo, maybe fly on from Tokyo to somewhere else on the way home, then again, we can make that happen for you as well. Call us 1300 407 687. Let's have the conversation right now here at CruiseAway. Now listen, if you have never taken a cruise holiday and you're watching this show and thinking, I love the look of this and I love just how far you're traveling in something like this, but I know nothing about cruising. Well, take a quick look at this.
When you choose to cruise, you'll experience one of the best value holidays with so much included as standard. Your floating resort will take you to multiple destinations in one trip, where you'll wake up to a new view every day and only have to unpack once. Your en-suite accommodation will have everything you need to feel right at home, with a daily service provided by your personal cabin steward. Around the ship, you'll have the opportunity to take part in various activities, which can include quizzes, dance classes, game shows, movie screenings, lectures, and much more. If that sounds too much, then feel free to relax, unwind, and watch the world go by in a solarium or around one of the pools, or even in a hot tub. If you're cruising with a family, then the little ones will be well taken care of with a range of kids clubs available for all ages from morning till late. Plus, no matter the age, everyone can have a thrilling time with rock climbing walls, zip lines, water parks, skating, simulators, and even bumper cars. When it comes to food, you'll never go hungry on a cruise, with options available right around the clock. Enjoy fine dining with waiter service in one of the main restaurants, or opt for something more casual in the self-service buffet. There's also snacks and room service available too. And as the sun goes down, that's when the ship really comes to life. Every evening, you'll be spoilt for choice when it comes to entertainment, from Broadway-style shows in the lavish theatre to live music, comedy, karaoke, silent discos, as well as onboard nightclubs, allowing you to dance the night away. So, if you want more holiday for less dollar, make sure you choose to cruise.
That's a very good point, actually. I was just listening to that, as we all were, intently, of course. And I was just thinking some of the latest nights I think I've ever had on holiday are on cruise ships. And you know why? Because it's such a lovely, safe environment.
Yeah.
You haven't got to worry about wandering home in the dark, finding a cab, all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, no. This is the thing. There's no stress. It's
lovely.
You know, you walk 5 minutes downstairs to your stateroom and you're in bed. And there's room service there if you want to order it as well. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and you haven't got somebody knocking on the door at 9 o'clock in the morning saying, come on, everybody, up, around, we've got to do things. No, you haven't got any of that at all. So you lay in bed as long as you like. And it's quite nice to nap on a cruise as well. Anyway, listen, I'm dreaming away on another cruise.
Naps a lot today.
Yeah. No, it's good
They're
to
always
nap.
on the brain, aren't they?
Good to nap during the day. Let's go luxury now. We're switching to Azamara for a fabulous, more inclusive cruise experience.
Yes.
I'll tell you, you're going to love this.
Yes.
This is truly relaxed. And we're taking a luxury journey from Japan to Southeast Asia with your wonderful itinerary that is coming up. It's 20 nights all told, starts on the 16th of April. We're flying first from Sydney to Tokyo in Japan, and we get to stay for 2 nights in a hotel in Tokyo. And that's brilliant because you are going to love this city. What a city of contrast, Jo.
Well, this is the thing, and Tokyo has that, of course, that incredible energy that you probably have heard of. You know, there's this Shibuya crossing where 3,000 people at a time cross the road. So there's that energy, that ever-moving vibe. But then you might want to head to, you know, a beautiful temple where everything's very chilled and relaxed, or a peace garden. They have many of them in Japan where you can just enjoy and see some of the beautiful cherry blossoms, of course. And we're going to be heading to some destinations where you'll get to see those potentially. But I mean, look at you can just feel the energy, can't you, from the city just by looking at these shots. Really exciting to get to visit that. Then we're boarding the Azamara journey. And this is going to be 15 nights of cruising. Now, perhaps you are watching today because you found us and you have always thought about taking a cruise. You've never taken one. Perhaps you are a seasoned cruiser. Well, this is an amazing product, the Azamara brand, because it is more luxury. It's luxury included. You actually have much more space on board to enjoy. It's very boutique. It's very exclusive. So you've got more stateroom space. You have more deck space. You've got lots of lovely touches like, you know, a fully stocked library for you to brush up on, you know, where you're going to be visiting in the port. So it's about the journey, not just the destination when it comes to Azamara.
It's like the golden ticket, really, isn't it?
The golden ticket, but without the golden ticket price, with a silver ticket price, basically. That's what it feels like with Azamara. You're not paying yacht prices here.
And in terms of the destinations that you're going to, you really are immersing in those in a very, very different way. You're staying longer, for example, in ports than regular cruise lines do. So you have a much more relaxed pace. You've got an opportunity to actually really see without constantly watching your watch, when do we need to be back at the ship, etc, etc, etc. They also have this destination immersion program as well, where they'll either bring on guest speakers, guest artists from places that you're actually cruising around to, or take you to a boutique experience that sometimes kind of money can't buy, you know, something very unusual, something totally memorable, something where you think, actually, I never would have seen that otherwise. Yeah,
it's very special and tailor-made to the Azamara guest. All your beverages will be included, so your wine, your spirits, your beer, your coffee, your water, you know, cocktails, tips are included. Port shuttles are included where needed, some laundry in there as well. We're straight into Osaka, and guess what? We get an overnight, just like you mentioned, Derek, that extra time in port to enjoy. It's famous for being Japan's street food capital, Osaka, and culture capital. You have the amazing Osaka Castle, which is a feudal castle. You also have the Klamizu Temple there to visit, charmingly laid back. On to Koshi next, and some top attractions here to visit are the Kerala Folklore Museum. You can take a houseboat tour. This is a great thing to do in Japan, actually, to get a flavour of the sort of local community and culture. We'll see a dance performance there. Taipei, Taiwan next, known for its I'm desperate to visit that miniatures museum there because I love it. You've got the Martyrs Shrine, the 101 as well for some great viewpoints, and also the lovely Memorial Hall. Not many people have visited Taiwan on a cruise. Next up, it's Hong Kong. This is an incredible capital where East meets West. You've got Disneyland, by the way, in Hong Kong, not too far away, which you can visit for the day as well. Then we're on to Chiang Mai in Vietnam for Hoi An or Thien Mi Pagoda. There's lots of, again, incredible history and culture in Vietnam. It's the new hotspot everybody's talking about when it comes to visiting Asia, and you have an overnight there as well. Oh, in here, in Ho Chi Minh, which is, of course, known as Saigon. It is Saigon, basically. An overnight gives us an extra scope to be able to get out there and adventure. Do speak to your shore excursions team about what they have on offer. You might want to head to Mekong Delta, go and see the famous post office, take a selfie there. Then we're disembarking in Singapore. We have a 2-night hotel stay in the fabulous Garden City.
There's Raffles.
Raffles, I've been there.
Singapore sling, please.
And they do a Virgin Singapore sling as well.
No, thank
so there
you.
we go. Well, I went when I was a wee one, so I didn't have a choice.
Oh,
but nowadays it's
did they do like they do a baby chino? You can do
yes.
a baby Singapore sling.
It's so cute.
Without the sling.
I think I've still got the napkin somewhere.
Have you?
Yeah.
See how exciting. It's things like that you never dreamed doing that you really remember from a holiday like this. Singapore is so vivacious, isn't it? There's so much going on there. What a lovely holiday this is, isn't it? It's just one of those that makes you smile. Again, you've got a cruise brand here with Azamara, and let's not call it a cruise brand because it's far beyond a cruise, really. It is like voyaging with the few. It is almost closer to a charter experience than it is to, a cruising with the masses experience. You're talking about less than 800 passengers on board. You're talking about more ship, less people, more staff, so the staff to passenger ratio is incredibly high as well. There's much more included. Talking about included, the package price I'm about to give you is 20 nights long, and it could be the treat of your life. This could be honeymoon territory as well, very easily. So the flight from Sydney out to Tokyo is included. We've got 2 nights in a Tokyo hotel there. That's room only, so you explore Tokyo as you want to. Then you've got that 15-night cruise on the Azamara journey, more inclusive, of course, so much included in the price tag, through Japan, through to Taiwan, Hong Kong and Vietnam, right the way through to Singapore. You've got overnights along the way in Osaka and Ho Chi Minh City, and you end the cruise in Singapore and stay there for 2 nights in a hotel right in the centre of Singapore before we then fly you back to Sydney. Oh my word, you're going to love this price tag, because with everything we've said about luxury, you'd expect maybe $15,000, $20,000 each, right? Wrong. $1,200 deposit right now to book in and lock in this luxury deal. Can I tell you how we do this? Because it's no major secret, and I want to tell you straight away. Here at CruiseAway, we are part of a worldwide brand of cruise agencies who have collectively a lot of passengers on their database. And that means that our buying power with the cruise lines and the hotel brands and the airlines around the world is massive, and that's how we can bring you such amazing price tags, because we are bigger, bolder, brighter, better, and here at CruiseAway we've been putting deals like this together for over 25 years, and it shows here in the price tag. Let's have a look at upgrades on board the Azamara Journey. Of course, on this one you have got an amazing more inclusive cruise as well, 15 nights of cruising, so there are your prices to go to Ocean View and indeed to balcony as well. Call us, speak to our team right now. They've been on the ships, they can answer any questions. Again, you can tailor that package as well if you wanted maybe some extra time in either Tokyo at the beginning or indeed Singapore after the cruise as well. Talk to the team, 1300 407 687. So 1300 407 687. Right, switching cruise lines again now, this time to Royal Caribbean. And we're going on one of these spicy tours now. Lovely, the spice of Southeast Asia with Bali and Singapore stays. Tell you what, this is brilliant. We never just book you a cruise from A to B. We make it, we spice it up, don't we?
We certainly do. This is going to be 12 nights for you, leaving on the 6th of February. We're going to fly you from Sydney to Denpasar in Bali for a fabulous 5-night hotel stay. Heaven. Yes, I mean, this is known as the island of the gods, Bali. You might recognize that, actually. That was a scene from Eat, Pray, Love, where they filmed in that area. You have, I mean, the temples in Bali, one to the next is completely different. And there's influences from many centuries, you know, that make them really special. Gorgeous wood carvings everywhere you look, you know, whether you're in your hotel or restaurant. Beautiful beaches. You can go on dolphin tours. You can head to, this one is called the Puratana lot, right on the ocean. Very cool. And you got monkey forest as well. See those cheeky little monkeys. You might want to head out to the archipelagos, the Gili Islands, to see some, you know, different parts of Indonesia. Then we're going to fly you to Singapore and you'll have a 1-night hotel stay. So, you know, nice change of pace from Bali. It's a little bit more lively. You've got lots going on. You've got the street markets, the night markets there as well. You have got the amazing Orchid Garden, which is UNESCO World Heritage Site. And you have Orchard Road for some luxury shopping if you fancy a spot of retail therapy. Then it's time to cruise, and we are cruising on one of the newest quantum class vessels, specifically tailored for the Asian market and the, you know, coming out of Asia too. So you've got a lot of lovely touches that make it, you know, destination specific, and you're going to be there for 5 nights. And this is enough to taste all the flavors of the spectrum, whether it is indoor skydiving on iFly or heading to the entertainment complex to do dodging cars and trapeze. Roller disco, the wave machine, the flow rider, rock climbing, or if you're like, I'm not into that at all, Joe and Derek, I'm just going to literally be sitting there in the cocktail lounge with a glass of champagne in hand. That's absolutely fine as well.
Or sit by the bionic bar that we were just looking there and just watch the crowds making up their own cocktails.
Yes.
And watch the robots mix them. It's fantastic. Honestly, it's fascinating to watch. I love the fact, actually, it's beautifully put together, this holiday, isn't it? Because actually, the volume and the intensity ramps up as the holiday goes on. So you've had the calm of Bali, and then, you know, the excitement of the city in Singapore, and then wow factor, Spectrum of the Seas there for a fabulous cruise. You're going to love Spectrum as well, by the way. This class, quantum class with Royal Caribbean, full of activity, great for the whole family, amazing entertainment like you've never seen before, and you don't have to buy tickets for the shows. It's part of your cruise fare, which is amazing, as is so much of the wonderful food. The Windjammer, I can't even begin to tell you about, because we're cruising out of Singapore.
Yes, we are, and we're heading to Kuala Lumpur for our first stop, where you can see the Petronas Towers, and these are hundreds of years old. It's actually a really amazing site. There's the bird park there too, and the Batu Caves. I mean, you can see lovely flamencos, lots of native birds to these islands. Penang's next for Kok Losi Temple. You also have the habitat at Penang Hill, which is a protected reserve, and you can walk the sky bridge up there, and they do a cable car. It's really lovely. You're talking a real lush rainforest in this part of the world. Phuket is up next for that relaxed part of Thailand. It is tranquil paradise. I've just visited, amazing. What I loved was getting out there on the ocean and seeing some of the marine reserve. Then we're back into Singapore. And we've included your transfer from the port to the airport. We are flying you back to Sydney. That's included. So end-to-end stays included, including your hotel stay in Bali and the one in Singapore for you. Then heading off on the amazing Spectrum of the Seas, one of the most dynamic and fabulous ships on the ocean, into Malaysia, Thailand, and then back into Singapore. I think is a really perfect trip.
I've got a question for you. Have you got room, and it won't take much, just about that much, corner of your suitcase? Can I squeeze in there? I would love to come with you on this holiday. It's incredible, isn't it? Comes along at just the right time of year as well, doesn't it? In February. I mean, it's not that far away if you think about it, so there's not long to wait for it at all, including the price, and I'll give you an extra special price just because I really want to come with you. The flight from Sydney out to Denpasar in Bali, 5 nights there of resort hotel stay on Bali. Incredible, how relaxing and beautiful. Then, of course, you're flying over to Singapore for a night in a hotel there. That's where you'll join Spectrum of the Seas with Royal Caribbean, cruising to Malaysia and Thailand. You'll end the cruise back in Singapore, and of course we include the flight back to Sydney as well. Oh my word, you lucky, lucky people. Look at this price tag. Can I come? Can I come with you? Honestly, I'm very low maintenance. I won't take up any space whatsoever. Look at this, under $3,000 each right now. And you don't have to bring me. That's even better value, isn't it? Under $3,000 each right now. And if you want to up the nights in Singapore, again, just talk to the team. If you want to up the nights in Bali, talk to the team about that as well. And upgrading on board Spectrum for your cruise, oh my word, look at this. It's a tiny, tiny jump up to Ocean View there, just an extra $99 each. Of course, the cruise on this one is 5 nights of the 12. Incredible. What a lovely balance of holiday. And it's funny, it was only us two going through the holiday and talking about kind of, you know, it's like low, medium and fast, isn't it? There are 3 parts of this holiday. Starts off low and calm and chilled, and then ups a little bit in Singapore for the vibrancy of the city there. So that's medium, and then onto the Spectrum of the Seas. And listen, don't get me wrong, you can be as relaxed as you like on Spectrum of the Seas. You can be horizontal the whole cruise. But if you want thrills and spills and action and lots of activity, that's the perfect cruise ship for you. Absolutely.
High octane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But that's the best kind of cruise, or the best kind of trip, is when it starts to, you know, pick up speed as you go along. Because it gives you those few days to acclimatise in the beginning. Yeah. And then you're kind of right, what's happening next? I'm ready. I'm ready for the thrills and excitement that this trip has to offer. And if that's you, if you're ready for the thrills and excitement that this trip has to offer, or any other of our trips that we've mentioned, then it's time to call the team on your toll-free number 1300 407 687 or cruiseaway.com.au. We've been doing what we do for a very long time, and you will be well taken care of with the team. So get booking.
Absolutely. Stay right where you are, and don't forget to come and join us every day here on Gecko at 1 and 4 in the afternoon. See you soon.
Ciao for now.